Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have a few things to get done that I am so excited about. We are actually going to be working in our neighbor's garden today and clearing out their veggie beds. Now the great thing about having amazing neighbors is that we get to swap crops throughout the year. I typically reserve my raised beds for flowers, and then they reserve their raised beds for veggies, and then we just swap them throughout the whole season, which is so fun. And now because we both love cooking with garlic, I proposed the idea of planting out garlic this year in their raised bed. So we're gonna get everything cleaned up. I cannot wait to harvest the rest of their veggies for them. We're also gonna cut back some flowers, get everything tidied up for winter time, and then we are going to plant a few different varieties of garlic that I am so looking forward to having in the summertime. There's nothing better than homegrown garlic. The only issue we're facing today is the rain. Now it's supposed to slow down, but here in Oregon, it's like the weather is so bipolar. It's raining 1 minute, it can be sunny the next. Sometimes we might get hail in between all of that, and then we'll get rainbows like we saw in my last video. So it's kind of a coin toss up what we're going to get, and I never trust the actual forecast because it literally changes every hour. But I'm hoping that it will slow down because I can deal with that. And I'm also hoping that you guys are encouraging me on your sides of the screen and just telling me, go out there, we're gardeners, we're not afraid of rain, we don't care about getting dirty and muddy, it's okay, it's all part of it, right? And so in my mind, I'm hearing all of your little voices telling me that, just go, Claudia, just go, who cares? And actually working in the garden in the rain is not too bad. I don't like being cold, but filming in the rain is another beast to think about. So while we wait for the rain to hopefully, crossing my fingers, to slow down, let's head out to the garden center and pick up the garlics that we're going to be planting today. All right, I already came in just to take a quick peek to see what they had. I know we're here for garlic, so I'm trying to stay focused, but it's hard not to get distracted. Let's go inside. Ooh, and look at this. They already have Christmas starting to come out. Ooh, this is a smaller nursery by our house that I actually love to run to when I need something quick. Hi. All right, found the garlic. I walked right by it, and I'm going to go ahead and get a variety of hardneck and softneck. One of the gals was saying she tried this Norquay because it can be grown up north, and we had a lot of really cold temps last year, so I'm thinking that this will probably do well. So I'll get one of these, and I'm going to find the largest one because this is where size does matter. Picking the largest heads of garlic and planting out the largest clove will yield bigger garlic for you guys. So when you're picking out your garlic, make sure you're picking out the best and the biggest ones you can get your hands on. So I'm gonna put you guys down for a second, just pick out some good ones here. Garlic is secured, and hopefully it stays like this because now it's not raining too bad. So I can do this. All right, the weather gods are on our side right now because it has stopped raining. So I'm gonna come in here and do as much as I can. What I want to do first is come in and start harvesting some of the veggies that they have left over. So all of these peppers we're gonna harvest, and then I'm gonna dig up all of our pepper plants, or I'm sorry, their pepper plants, and set them aside because we are going to pot them up, and she is going to overwinter them in her garage, and we're going to see how they do over winter. That way she can just plant them back out in the springtime. They already harvested all of the tomatoes, so I'm going to take that down. Some of the zinnias look okay. A lot of them look kind of beat up. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of them and then maybe kind of assess to see how the plants are doing. The celery I will also leave in because look at how nice they're looking. I'll leave that. I'll also come in and harvest the beets and anything that is left in these beds, and then just tidy things up. Pick up some of the leaves over here from their large fig tree that we are going to be pruning way back in the winter time. So let's just get after it before the rain starts, and then we will talk about planting the garlic, where we're going to do it, and the varieties that we decided to pick out. All right, the rain is back just in time. How lucky was I? And now I did get a couple of types of garlic to plant here today. And while I was at the garden center, I called another place that has other varieties that I want to pick up. So we'll start with these 3 rows, and then I will come back and plant the rest. Now, before we start planting them, there are 2 categories of garlic. There are soft neck garlic and then hard neck garlic. And then within each of those categories, there are different groups of garlics. Today, we're going to be growing a combination of soft neck and hard neck. Now, soft neck garlic typically yield more per area planted. They have about 10 to 40 cloves per head, with 1 outer ring of medium cloves and 1 several inner ring of smaller cloves. They typically store for 9 to 12 months after the harvest, and their flavors are typically a lot more mild than the hard neck varieties. Now, hard neck garlic has 3 to 4 12 big cloves per head, all in 1 ring around the hard central stem, which you'll see when I break these up. They produce garlic scapes, which you can cut off and grill up, and they're delicious. They contain all of the strongest and best flavored varieties. That is why I am very excited to grow hard neck varieties. They do yield less per area planted, and they don't store quite as long. So you can probably get about 6 to 8 months out of these. Now you can see I've already prepped the bed. I didn't add any compost in here because there's still plenty of compost from not that long ago that she amended this bed with. So I'm not going to use any fertilizer or anything like that. You can use bone meal or a little bit of biotone starter fertilizer if you don't have a lot of nutrients in your bed, or compost also works really well. Now, as far as planting space, you want to plant them about 2 to 3 inches deep and about 6 to 8 inches apart. I'm going to lean on the 8 inches just because I have plenty of room. Now, of course, you know me, my OCD brain got out the tape measure. Now, remember, garlic are a root vegetable, which means you want to make sure you don't have anything in your soil that it's going to compete with. Give them plenty of room to grow to their full potential. And we're going to be planting them with the flat side down and the pointy side up. That is really important because if you plant them sideways, they will just turn up and try to grow out, but they'll be deformed. So it's very important that you plant these upright. Now you want to make sure when you're planting garlic, you're planting only the biggest cloves, because those will give you the biggest harvest later on. And the very little ones, I will go ahead and just take them in and eat them. If you have a lot of area to plant the garlic, then go ahead and just plant everything. But if you're limited, only pick the biggest ones to plant. All right, actually, we had just enough to fill up the bed. So I will use the rest and plant in my garden. All right, well, I think we got a lot done today. Just look at how neat the beds look. I love seeing stuff like this. It's so satisfying. I went ahead and left the celery in because that still looks really good. Now, the zinnias looked good at first sight, but the stems are starting to break off. So I went ahead and just removed the plants and harvested what I could, all of the flowers that I could for her. And then of course we got the garlic planted. Everything else is fluffed up and cleaned up. I raked a lot of the leaves that had fallen from the fig, and they'll continue to fall. I mean, this fig is so massive. It makes such a mess this time of year. So we'll just wait till it all falls and then come in and clean it up. And then late winter, we will do a very good pruning on this fig because it desperately needs it. And the rest of the garden will just stay nice and tidy like this until springtime, where she will come in and just start planting up all her veggies again and flowers. Now I'll go ahead and plant up her pepper plant and give her all of the veggies that we harvested today. I am so impressed at how many peppers those 3 little plants had on it, and all of the beets that we got to harvest as well. Well, I am a hot mess. I hope I'm still a little bit presentable to you guys, and there's not too much mud and running makeup or anything on my face. All right, that was perfectly timed. Literally perfect. I cannot believe it stopped raining for the time I needed to do at least the cleaning portion of this project, which I'm so thankful for it did. Now with the garlic, I will go ahead and come in with netting just to cover it up, because we do have a problem with squirrels. You know, they love to hide their nuts, especially in areas like this, they really tend to go for it. So I will put netting down just to protect the garlic. And you can mulch over it. You can use straw or leaf mulch, nothing crazy. We don't get that cold, so I'm not too worried about it. We might just cover it up later on with a little bit of leaf mulch, but for the most part, it will be fine. And then we will come back in early June and harvest and see how they look. I'm so excited. And of course, we will come in the springtime and summertime and also start helping her plan up these beds. She grows the most beautiful veggies. I just come to help with any flower related questions. So I will be back to help her with that. But it's just nice to come out and get these things done. And I love working in other people's gardens too, just because it's a little change of scenery. Even though we're literally right next to each other, it's just fun to get into somebody else's space and just do things like this. And it was just very, very satisfying. And now I'm gonna go in and start on dinner. It is so cold now, so I am happy that we got this done just in time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today in this garden, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.